When it comes to foundation, I know it can always be really hard to like figure out what works, what doesn't work, what color you are. They can always help at Mecca, like or Sephora, you know. But make sure you just consider that the light they are showing you in can be different when you step outside, because they have fluorescent lights in like any retail shops. So, because the last thing you want to do is try on, like, buy the thing and then go home and see it's not the right color. Also, samples perfect for that. Really, really good. NARS Radiant, beautiful foundation. This is the Longwear one, isn't it?
Radiant Longwear,
Radiant Longwear Foundation. Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It's a very long name. So I like to take a little bit and just make sure you go under your chin, because that's what leads to your neck and that sort of thing. So you know that it's it's cohesive all the way down. You'll find your chest is lighter. That's just like a natural thing. One of my little hacks for that is hydro tanner. If you're wearing... I know it sounds weird for us to tan because we don't really tan. We're trying to avoid... we're like the opposite of that. Like when you have your makeup on and then you look at your chest and you're like... No. That's not the colour I am up here, and it just looks weird. So that's a really good little hack if you like. Vaseline one. That's really good. The cocoa butter. Yeah, that's a good one. I love that one.
I didn't even know it had like a...
It has like a tint bronzing agent to it. And that way for me. This is Dix's colour because it literally, when you blend it into the skin, you cannot tell where the foundation is and where the skin starts. That's the main thing. It does have a bit of an orange tinge, which is good because it will help mask any dark areas on her face as well. And you've done all the prep work and colour correction already, so what this is basically doing is just making your face one cohesive colour. I like to go in with a brush and then go in with my beauty blender. So a mix of both. It's probably because sometimes when, especially like for special occasions, and when your foundation is expensive, a beauty blender can absorb a lot of the product. So what I like to do is I go in with the brush first, then I help blend it in, and then I help the sponge, helps like buff it out a little bit more. Takes away any excess product. Because you'll find that it doesn't actually, it takes away sometimes, and like it soaks up too much product. And then that's like just a waste of your foundation, because you literally just wash it out. And always use a clean beauty blender every time. Make sure you're blending down the neck. It doesn't have to be a lot of foundation, just whatever you have left on your brush. So now I've like blended the majority of that in. Before it sets, you want to go in with your beauty blender and buff it out. Make sure you're dabbing, not rubbing, because that's when you'll start transferring one product to another area, like your color correction. So make sure you're just dabbing instead of like dragging. And if your sponge is like correctly damp, you won't be soaking up as much product. And you only need little bits at a time. Try not to pump out too much, because then you can't put it back in. So,
that's true.
It's better to just a little bit at a time. And again, everything's about slowly building it up rather than having a whole blob on your face. And if you are applying it, try and work from problem areas outwards. So your cheeks was like your problem and your mouth. So I worked from that way outwards, because you need less product out here because you have really nice skin up here and here. It's just mostly your problem area that we're working outwards from. Don't forget your hairline.
I know.
Don't want to have two different colours, you know.
Definitely not.
You're contouring, you're basically creating shadows on your face. This for some have a slimming effect, this for some may be a shaping effect. It just depends on what you're wanting to get out of it. And not every single person has the same face shape, so you can't all be like, I know a lot of people see the Kardashians contoured, right? Doesn't mean that if it works for them, it's going to work for you. This is the Real Techniques, I think it's a setting brush, but it works really well for contour as well. Again, this is like a stick contour, so it needs some time to like warm up on the back of my hand and kind of like buff it out. Okay, so with your face shape, we're looking at giving you sort of like a higher sort of angle to your cheekbones. You have a really nice forehead, good space, so we're not going to start going, we're not going to do the sides. We're going to do the top, because that's what we want to shorten. We don't want to shorten the sides because you have small sides already, so there's no point. And we'll do the jawline just because we can. Okay, so Your natural, if you're someone who doing it on yourself, you can do the fish face like you did before and see the natural line.
Yeah.
I'm someone who likes to build slowly. So if you're going to do your contour, never come down all the way.
Okay.
It just makes you look like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't give you the effect, it just looks like you have a line.
Yeah.
So if I get you turned that way. So basically when I do contour, it ends at about the arch of your brow. So I basically end it at the arch of someone's brow because this is the part that would naturally hollow. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of product on my brush, and it's literally just like a soft movement. It's nothing harsh lines or drawn on. I don't draw on because it doesn't work all the time, and you can't take away once you've drawn on. Going up here, she doesn't need it here because she has a small space, so we're not trying to shorten that. And always work in upward motions because you don't want to drag it down, because this part is the part that's not meant to be, that's not meant to be contoured. You want to try and keep it upwards because your cheekbones naturally move in an upward motion. And that's all you need, and you'll see that already made a huge difference.
Yes.
Without having without having to do the lines and all of that.
Yeah.
Once you've put that down, you can then go and do your jawline. That one you can go downwards. This is the Morphe contour stick. I love Morphe's products.
I know, I can see
so
that.
accessible. It's so great. This is Effect 16. So I think this is their 3rd or 4th darkest.
Okay.
On myself, I use the 14.
Yeah.
So as you lighten your shades, you go lighter in colour. But make sure none of your cream contours have an orange base.
Okay.
Go for the cool tone. Go for the one that's more ashy, more grey, because you're creating shadows and no shadow is orange.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you want to create that shadow effect, so you're going to have to go for the greyish colours.
Okay.
That's why Hoola Bronzer works so well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know
benefit.
Benefit.
Yeah.
Hoola Bronzer works so well because it has that ashiness to it, and that's what creates that hollowness to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Some people, you have really nice sharp nose, so it's beautiful. Okay. I like to take contour from the brow down the nose and just across. I'm not someone who goes heavy on the nose contour because I like someone to accentuate their natural features. If anything, I just do it as a way to balance out the rest of the contour on the face. And if you take it from the brow downwards, it gives that kind of like cohesive, like, I want to say it, but like snatched. Yeah. Cohesively snatched look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without like making it look like you just did one part. So very light again. It's literally whatever's left on like of the product. At this point it's almost dry, but that's what helps it look more natural than if you were going straight away with like product.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, you can go in with the original foundation brush and just help blend it out. Because that just helps it not look so harsh and it look like it was just like your natural face shape as opposed to like actually contouring it. So once we've done that, we'll go to concealer. Concealers, I try not to go too far away from your, I know a lot of people use like 2 to 3 shades lighter to highlight. I'm not that. I don't like the white cast.
We are on the same page.
I don't like the white cast underneath anyone's eye. Highlight is to bring out the features that you already have.
Yeah.
One of my ultimate favourite concealers are the Juvia's Place ones.
Okay.
They're really affordable.
Yeah.
It's just annoying to get all the way from the US.
But there's like a good amount in there too.
Yeah, these are big. They're hefty.
Yeah.
Another one people try and recommend is Shape Tape. Not the biggest fan because it's very heavy.
Okay.
I like these. They keep you moisturized. These are more of my heavy. These are more for my Indian brides, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I'm doing like an everyday look for someone, I absolutely love the EX one. I'm not sure if you've heard of them as a brand. Yes.
Yeah.
They are an amazing brand, and they do some amazing foundations / concealers that are really targeted towards people who have the yellow / orange undertone to their skin.
Yeah.
They have amazing concealers. This is their, I think it's called the Delete Concealer. Really, really nice. Okay. Really lightweight, really sits really well underneath the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
If you were to compare it to NYX, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop,
It's
What would
good.
you say?
I'd say NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop is a thicker formula.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely thicker. Just like see. The EX one, I like it because I can build it.
Okay.
So I can use several shades underneath someone's eyes. Once I've concealed, then I can highlight. I can do it with all of their colours.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're affordable as well.
Yeah.
So just because it doesn't always mean if you're a makeup artist you're going to use like expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I use what works for me. I have both ranges. I have expensive, I have mid-range, I have the Essence one, which is
affordable.
Yeah, but I choose to keep stuff in my kit that works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might use EX1 on you because it looks so good. They come in a little pump bottle, but I obviously decant them because it just makes my life easier when I have to carry everything around. Again, I have another one of these setting brushes that I use for my concealer because
and they're really soft, hey, like really
really
light.
soft, perfect shape to fit underneath the eye, and they're just great. And then they're like a beauty blender in a stick
brush
form.
Yeah,
it's great. And just take off any extra, pop it on the back of my hand. Now with concealer, work it in slowly. I know everyone likes to do a big V.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. No.
Okay.
Because you don't see how you've got texture on your cheek.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring your V all the way down and then highlight this
Highlight
texture.
it. Yeah.
You want to keep it to the top and then bring highlight to lift your face.
Yeah.
So what we would do is I would then create a V on the outer edge of your eye.
Okay.
So I would lift from here and keep it really soft on your cheek and not have it here. That's what you'll see will create like that starkness if you go too far down. Slowly pat it in. As you can see, her color corrector is not moving anymore because it's had time to set and dry. A little bit of highlight on the forehead to balance it out. Bridge of the nose, literally the tiniest bit.
I know, I can just
soft. Yeah, and just a bit on the chin. Don't need too much. If you're someone who feels like your contour came too far down, always go in with your concealer, not too much, and just, sorry, I'll get you turned that way, highlight underneath your natural contour. And that will just help it pop out a bit more if you feel like you've kind of lost it in the blending process.
Yeah.
Don't do too much because this is quite light, so you don't want it to look like too stark white.
Yeah.
And then you just blend it out. So with your concealer, some people recommend waiting for it to dry out a bit, which helps give you a little bit more coverage, which is what we're going to do. Just leave it there for a minute, just under the eye, nowhere else, because we don't need it altering the colour of all the work we've already done. And we don't need a lot of highlight on her forehead because she has a nice forehead already, so we don't need to. And if you feel like whatever you've highlighted is too obvious or too stark, just go back with your foundation brush and blend it out again. Again, like a magic eraser.
Yeah.
And your beauty blender is literally your best friend at this point. So once we've taken the brush, I have these cute little mini sponges. They are from Dirty 30 Cosmetics. They come in big packs, but you can also buy them little ones. These are the ones I use for under the eye because I find this is a little bit too big sometimes, and it helps with just making sure it's like an even blend. Then I go in with the Beauty Blender, which has a little bit of foundation and contour and all of it in there, and it just helps like balance out the colour. If you find in the process that you've accidentally wiped away a bit of a brow or something, just go
put it back on.
Just put it back on, yeah. It can happen sometimes. Okay. If you bring the concealer up to the bridge of up to the sides of the nose, it'll help accentuate the contour that you've already done on your nose. Okay. Yeah. This is also a really great way to clean up your liner / eyeshadow underneath the eyes.
That one.
Yeah, just kind of sculpt it out. Don't do it too much though, because then it looks a bit stark.
Yeah.
So once we've done that on the under eye. Not a fan of baking the under eye either, because if you are someone who has quite dry under eyes, baking is going to take all the moisture you just put in through your eye creams and your prep away.
Well, there we go. That explains everything for me now.
Okay, if you're someone who needs a lot of coverage under the eye, what you can do is use a powder foundation.
Okay.
I like to use the Danessa Myricks powder, which is just, it's literally like butter. It's just very, very finely milled, and so it just works really well.
Yeah.
Is this the Laura Mercier?
Yeah.
That's another really good one.
It's good?
For under your eye.
Okay.
Yes. Don't bake with it though. Just brush it on.
Alright.
Okay, and then I take some on a brush and I just pat it in. Just work in the powder. And as you can see, this powder is really, really nice. It's so soft.
And
And it just
brush
gives
is
it
so
like,
soft.
yeah, this is a Juvia's Place brush. That's another one that's really good for brushes. Pat it in as opposed to like swiping it in, because it'll just help set everything exactly where you wanted it. This is so finely milled that it blurs rather than bringing out texture.
Okay.
I go in with a MAC powder foundation for the rest of your face. What I found helps for it to last a bit longer than if we were just to leave it blank. And it's just a really light brushing of this powder just to help set everything. And the colour, and because it's a powder foundation, just helps with a little bit of coverage as well.
Alright.
Then we go to powder contour. So I'm going to use the light to medium. There's also another colour, the medium to tan, just depends on what you like. I think we're going to use light to medium because we're not going to go too heavy, so it doesn't matter. And again, exactly where you place your cream contour, try not to go too much, because then it's going to look not very natural. And with powder, I just like to pat it in rather than
swirling it.
Yeah, because we're trying to keep it exactly where I want it. I do contour and then bronzing as well, because I love the way that bronzing looks on the skin. Whenever I bronze, I use a really fluffy brush because I want it to look literally really soft. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronze. I know it doesn't look like it's something we would use on her skin tone because it looks quite light.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it has a lot of effect to it, regardless of if... Can you see that? It doesn't do much, what you think, but can you see
it
that
helps
glow?
Yeah. Oh, that smells nice.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Oh my goodness.
And you're just gonna do where you're just do bronzer where the natural high points of the face, because it's literally just to make you look really sun-kissed and exactly what it says, bronzy.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do her blush. Do you have a blush?
I don't have a blush.
Okay, we can do blush. There's a few blushes I use. Benefit has some really nice ones. So with blush, we're going, again, because we put so much work into going upwards, we're gonna go from the mid, so just underneath the middle of your, so if you look at me, so where your, basically your pupil is literally directly underneath.
Okay.
From there, and we're gonna go upwards. And again, really light hand. This Morphe palette is really pigmented, so you don't want to do too much blush. And you're not someone who wears a lot of blush, is that right?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that because of the texture?
I think it is, and also just because I'm so scared of like picking out shades as well.
Yeah, it's not something really daunting. I mean, but one thing is a corally apricot sort of colour goes with anyone's skin tone.
Okay.
Again, a soft pink NARS Orgasm, really
Yeah.
nice as well. Sometimes you can get it in like a double sort of value pack thing during Christmas.
Really?
Because the one I have in my kit is like half Laguna bronzer, half
Oh yeah,
Orgasm.
yeah.
Then we go in with highlight. We're using the Mecca Enlighten powder. Another really, really beautiful highlight is Rose Gold by Becca.
Okay.
It has like a pinkiness to it.
Yeah.
But I really like that because it helps kind of bring out your blush. So if you're someone who doesn't like blush, you can use this as both.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to turn that way so we can see full effect of it. Okay, so when you're highlighting, you want to go to the highest point, and again, really soft. So I usually start from top of the cheekbone and just sort of lightly brush it on. As you can see, it doesn't take much highlight, and your highlight should look more like a glow from within rather than something that's sitting on top of the skin.
Yeah.
I like to go just to the bridge of the nose, just the tiniest bit. and I love doing it at the tip of the nose. It just feels like when you like look at someone looks at you, it just looks put together.
It's so cute.
Yeah,
I love
it's
the
very
highlight.
cute. And then on this side, just the tops. Another thing I like to do to help with the face looking sort of lifted is I take a little eyeshadow brush, flat one, take a little bit of my highlighter.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest bit, and just go right underneath the brow bone. Literally just right underneath, and that just gives it sort of like a lift to it. It's really, really nice. And if you haven't already done the bright in the inner corner, some of this will also help.
Yeah.
If you want to multi-use all your little...
That's me, actually.
Multi-use is great if
Yeah.
you're on, yeah. So just relax your lip. We're going to do the Cupid bow. Not too much though. And then what I do like to do, sort of like, just because I'm a bit extra, I go in with the lighter one and just the tiniest bit, and literally just at one point dab it on, just for that little bit extra glow, because the rose gold is quite natural. Okay, and then what you can do is if you feel like if you feel like it's too much, just take your damp beauty blender and just help sort of melt it into the skin. For your face, to set your makeup, there's a few different things. People sometimes think that the rose water is a setting spray. It's not a setting spray.
It is not.
No. MAC Fix Plus, also not a setting spray.
Oh.
Because it's actually made to take away powder, like the powderiness of makeup. It's meant to help melt everything together.
Okay.
It doesn't actually help with longevity. Something like this is the Skindinavia makeup finishing spray. I have the brighter one because it's in my kit. All Night is really good. That one is really good because they have several options for oily skin and stuff like that. I use this brighter one because it's just what works for me with everyone's skin tone. Sorry, it's a little bit pricey, but you don't need much. Okay, maybe close your eyes, give the bottle a good shake because there is like sediment in there that helps with setting your face. If you've done your mascara already, I would say, I would say try and avoid your lashes because you don't want to wet them with the setting spray. Okay, and then what we'll do is lashes. Now for eyelashes, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people prefer not to wear them and just do lashings of mascara. If it's a fun, like if it's an event, it's nice to like kind of switch it up with the lashes. You can get any form of lashes. A really good one at Priceline is the Ardell Demi Wispies or Wispies. Either of those, they look really soft and like beautiful and fanned out. They're also very, very light. If you're a beginner, I really recommend getting lashes that have a thin band. And just anything that's a little bit lighter. Don't go for the full-on mink, whatever it is, you know. You can go the extra if you want, but you're gonna feel quite uncomfortable if you're not already used to wearing them.
I know Melisha loves Model Rock lashes like crazy.
They are like some of the best lashes, honestly. My kit is completely made up of Model Rock lashes. Okay, so what I mean by the extra are the ones like these. Model Rock have some that start from as little as $2. So, and they always have the best sales. So always check their website for sales, and they're an Australian company as well. So
really?
They're based in Australia, yes. So they're really good as well. Some of the best ones are 219s. They look really natural and pretty. And anything that's wispy. I love wispy lashes because they make it look, they're kind of like having lash extensions, but not permanent. So that's another option. If you're someone who has small eyes, you can always go for the option of having just outer corner lashes. If you want, like that's an option. I don't have any on me. Or there's also individuals, but if you're not used to wearing lashes, probably don't go for individuals. It's very, very hard. Yes. So for you, we are going to go a little bit extra because,
why not?
So these are the Miss Misfit lashes from Model Rock. They are gorgeous. We have the long ones and I have trimmed ones as well. For you, I'm going to use trimmed because I don't want it to overtake your eye. And if we go for trimmed, we can kind of keep it to the outer corners.
Okay.
And something like this would be way too heavy for you anyway. So when you are trying to do lashes for yourself, make sure to always measure them against your eye. Open your eyes for me. Before you put any sort of glue on them. So with glues, there's two options. There is a black one or a clear one. If you're someone who is not very well trained with using the black one, maybe go for the clear one, because if you put it in the wrong spot, the black one is going to obviously show. Duo is a really good lash glue. Kiss is also a really good lash glue. Kiss lashes are also really, really nice. You can get them at Priceline.
Sponsor this video.
So the things I use, I always have a pair of scissors in my kit. Literally any scissors will do. Maybe smaller is better. I have a lash tweezer, which is kind of made to,
there we go.
kind of made at an angle to help, or you can use your regular eyebrow tweezers. Just depends what you're comfortable with. Just make sure that when you are using the glue, that you at least let it get tacky before you put it onto your put it onto your lash line, because that's what's going to help it stay while you move it around. I have a quick dry formula one, so I don't take as long, but that's just so I don't hold up my brides / models / clients. When you're putting lashes on, just make sure you have a really good grip on them and you're letting your glue dry. Some glues have like a color change effect to them, so you can tell when they're ready. Okay, so look down for me. And it's going to dry a little bit more, and then we're going to like play with it.
It's teary, but it's okay.
It will tear. If you're not used to it, it'll get a bit teary. Okay, so while that's happening, we have a few more steps till we've finished her whole face. We have to do your lips and your lower lash line.
Oh, I forgot about the lower lash line.
So with your lower lash line, try and keep it as tight to your natural lash line as possible. I like to go in with a darker colour and then use a lighter colour to buff it out. So I will probably use something like this, really tiny sort of brush, and then we will just literally use it to just run it across the lash line. Some people like to put black liner in their lower lash line. Because she has such a soft eye, I don't want to kind of overpower it with something as strong as a black liner. If you'd like that same effect but not as strong, you can always go in with a black eyeshadow. If you get some fallout, that's okay. Everything has been set with powder, so you don't have to worry about it. Just take your little under eye powder brush and flick off. Okay, we can do lower lash mascara. Or we can just use your own mascara on you. Now we can come back to these lashes, and I think they stuck on pretty well. They're in the right spots, so how do they feel?
They feel interesting because I don't wear lashes,
you're
but
not used to them. You don't happen to have a lash curler, do you?
No.
Oh, okay, that's alright. We can do it with these. Okay, always you can add mascara after you put your lashes on. This just helps with like blending them into each other and looking more, I know these don't look natural for lashes, but just looking more cohesive. So what I'm going to do is, because I just like it to be a bit brighter, I'm going to take this and do it in your inner corner. So now we do the lip. For Indian skin tones, I really recommend blue based reds. So that are reds that are, so reds have different bases, colours have different bases. Blue based reds are more like your sort of like cherry colours. So kind of like this one. This is called Wolf Cherry by MAC. Ruby Woo is a really nice one. There's heaps of nudes by MAC that look really good in our skin tone. So when lining your lips, try and stick to your natural lip line. It will just help it look a little bit more put together and natural. You can go a little bit over, but I suggest you slowly work up to it. Don't start drawing your first immediate line as your outer lip line. Kind of follow along. Try and accentuate your Cupid's bow because it looks really nice. And then once you've done your initial line, like this one, you can go back and slowly start building it up if you want to go bigger on your lips. Cherry, this is from Model Rock. I don't go straight in because it's a client use one.
Yep.
Yeah, all done. Yeah, we're done.
And then we can do like, oh my gosh, nice. Okay, let's do an outro then.
Okay.
Trying to think what I
Let me
should
wipe
say.
this makeup off.
Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look. Anything you want to say?
No, that's it. I
No?
hope I helped all the people struggling.
Yeah, I think we got
Who needed a bit of information. Sorry I talk so much.
No, I think we're all going to be so grateful. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to cut the video into two parts.
Okay.
If you guys need to know anything more, then leave it in the description box or
I'm
the comment
happy
section.
to answer any questions.
Yes. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look. As you saw, it was a very long process. I'm pretty sure I've had to cut this video into two parts because we had to do the eye makeup, which was a really big main focus for us, as well as the skin prep. So that will be probably part 1 of this series, and then part 2 will be the actual face makeup and just how we get it all together. So yeah, if you haven't watched either of those parts, go back to it, go forward to it, whatever you have to do, just watch it because it is totally informative. There's so much that we have learned today, especially for me and of course for you guys as well. There's so many tips and tricks. But yeah, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, comment down below if there's anything you'd like to know about, share this video with credit of course, and do subscribe. It really helps me and I do appreciate it if you do. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.